You've arrived just in time.
A lot of people didn't take too kindly to the new Hellboy. Personally, I was optimistic. I liked the idea of a dark, gruesome R-rated version of Hellboy that's closer to the comics. The new movie disappointed a lot of fans and critics, but personally, I actually liked it. But still, it wasn't without its flaws. The plot takes inspiration from several storylines from the comics, which is a welcome change of pace. While I did enjoy Del Toro's original take on the material, it's nice to see images and arcs from the comics faithfully brought to life in live action. Unfortunately, Hellboy 2019 retreads some plot points that Del Toro has already covered, like Hellboy finding his place in the world, his Nazi origins, his apocalyptic destiny, and Dr. Broom's death. Hellboy 2019 does nothing new with these old ideas and instead treats them more like recaps. Hellboy 2019 relies heavily on exposition at times and even tries hard to add themes of morality and existential crisis, but it's so poorly developed that it feels like lip service. The climax was also poorly developed. It felt more like the build-up to the actual climax. By the end of it, I was like, that was it? Despite a poor script, David Harbour delivers a worthy performance and a lovable Hellboy equipped with a badass new design. Harbour delivers a version of Hellboy with edge, gruffness, and a well-balance of charm. Harbour is truly worthy of being the next Hellboy. Ian McShane's performance is practically the same as all of the performances in his career, except most of his dialogue here feels like it was written by an 8th grader. Daimyo had great potential to bring an interesting perspective on why monsters deserve to die, but this potential is never explored. He's just a grumpy, cliche macho archetype whose selling point is that he is a were-jaguar, but he only turns into a jaguar twice, and it's hardly satisfying. Mila Jovovich gives her best performance, but the poor writing behind Nimue undermines it. It's never explained where she comes from or why she cares for monsters and demons. Her motives are never explained enough for us to remotely care for her cause. Gruagach's motives are equally convoluted. He wants revenge because Hellboy branded him with iron? It's never explained how or why that prevented him from becoming human. The rest of the characters are nothing but plot devices. Alice's only purpose is to serve as a medium for spirits, Lady Hatton and Merlin only serve to spill exposition on Hellboy's origins and connection to King Arthur, and Baba Yaga only exists to connect Dr. Broom's death. Lobster Johnson's appearance is pointless, a useless cameo that can be removed without affecting the overall film. The score by Benjamin Wallfish is nothing special, but the new theme music is badass. The mixture of orchestra, hard rock, and even hints of dubstep fits well with this Hellboy. The pacing is all over the place. There's times when the pacing is steady, and times when it's rushed, such as the prologue and the Merlin Excalibur scene. An additional 5 minutes of breathing time would not have hurt the movie at all. The humor is charming enough. There'll be times when it'll try too hard to land a joke, and then there'll be times when a joke does land here and there. There are some CG effects that look fairly decent, especially when you look at the giants and demons, but there's also some CG effects that look plain bad and incomplete, like this one. McShane's head is awkwardly and poorly superimposed over the CG body. Neil Marshall does a decent enough directing job, however, the tone is pretty inconsistent. It zigzags between a PG-13 superhero movie and an R-rated horror movie. Marshall doesn't even take full advantage of the R rating. There's a couple of gruesome moments here and there, but I feel that the movie is not gruesome enough. CG blood alone is not good enough. Not that I wanted a snuff movie or anything like that, but more of a horror movie that so happens to star Hellboy. Overall, Hellboy 2019 is one hell of a mess. The director and producers clearly had different visions, and this conflict of creative decisions is reflected on the final product. So why did I like such a poor mess of a film? Well, despite its major flaws, I still found the movie enjoyable in a so bad it's good type of way. While I wish the movie would have been better, the final product satisfied me enough. It's one of those action films you find on Netflix, Hulu, or Redbox where you need to turn off your brain in order to enjoy it. Hellboy 2019 is dumb, but fun. I award Hellboy 2019 2.5 stars out of 4.